Boat Reflections, Part 3, Let's Go. Well, everyone, here we are. We've got our picture. We've decided that the story is on the bottom half or more of the painting, and I think that's where we need to work today. So I've got a few brushes here. I've got a number 12 Scepter Gold Series 2, and this is probably a 14. It's worn out, but it still works wonderfully. This is also a Scepter Gold. The point is gone. It works wonderfully to drag the paint around and to just kind of shade with the brush. I love just manipulating the paint. This is the this is a Robert Simmons Sapphire. It is a number 8, and it does have a nice point. But as far as line work goes, this Elite, Aqua Elite number 8, it's a Princeton. I've been so happy with it. So I will put all of these over here. Now this I don't know. I keep pulling it out. It's an angle shader. It's also an Aqua Elite from Princeton brushes. It's a 1/2 inch. Let's just see how everything works today. I'm going to go ahead and mix up Prussian blue. We've decided that the Prussian blue really does work well in the water. And I have been very focused over here, but I'm going to start over here. So I'm trying to see just where these ripples, there we go. Let's start in here. All right, so here's what I'm doing. I'm pulling the ripples through the other side and connecting both sides of the painting. This is noisy and very busy. I will be quieting it down. But let's just get it on there and get started, and we'll know what to do when we need to do it. So we are working with the Prussian blue. This painting took a lot of water the last time I worked on it. So what I did while it was still wet is I covered it with a piece of foam core and laid it under some weight. And by the next morning, it was nice and flat. I really do like leaving a little corner unfinished. All right, let's go back and get a little more intense with some of these ripples. And let's focus. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go get a little bit of purple. This is quinacridone magenta, and I am going to drop it in over here. And I'm going to drop it in over here. And I'm pretty happy with it over there. So let me see if I can find my way over here with some of the magenta. Okay. You know, I do see some green. I'm trying to decide if it's green or if it's just a pale. No, it's got a little green. Okay, so let's just quiet things down here near the bottom with a little bit of the green. And we're going to take some of the magenta into this area where it does come up against the yellow. I think it'll make a nice complementary splash, if you will. I am starting to connect. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Okay, and it's because of the yellow. It is because of the yellow. But that's the skin, so we want that. Okay. Yes, I like that. All right. So what we're doing is we're connecting that figure. We're putting him in the water. And connecting the water to the figure. Connecting shapes. working with what's already there. And enhancing what's already there. I'm trying not to cover up what's already there, but to work with it. And still working with the magenta. All right. This is the 14, size 14 round brush. The paper's wet. And I'm going to bring in okay, now I see something, and it's a continuation of this color, and it's gonna go right up through the reflections, working with the yellow. I think I like the way it pops. Trying not to cover up what's already there. All those beautiful little lines that are already there. Okay, we're gonna come over here and do, you know, I need to change the color. It needs to have a little bit of yellow ochre. So violet, actually I'm using Aurelian. Oh yeah, okay. I used Aurelian, everyone. And I'm trying to find the mixture. I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay, so now this is underneath the man with the paddle. Using what's already there, moving around and keeping I'm changing the color, and I'm coming down. Did you see how I made the brush work for me by just pressing down? You know, sometimes you don't know how well it's going to go until you get back into a painting. You can feel a little timid about going back in, especially if you've had some success. And so I'm happy with, you know, what's happening here. I'm not sure about all these colors, but you know what? One thing at a time. And this color is going to move down this side as well. And it's going to get pretty strong up here. because I think this is the color I've been looking for. So let's off over here. It's a strong color, isn't it? We'll think about it later, but let's keep going. All right, I'm gonna add it over here. Yes, there it is. I think so. You just have to keep playing until you find it. Now you might say that's a bit much, but I am not done yet. Wait till the color of yellow or yellow ochre goes over top of everything. It will quiet everything down. At least I think so. So just trying to continue down the page with this color and add it in over here. So there's some continuity. Okay, so I can see I may have some blooms over there. Picking up just a little right there. I will be putting this under weight again. Okay, so I've added a couple colors to my palette. I've added the color of magenta, quin magenta, quinacridone magenta. And I've also added Aurelian. The Aurelian with the magenta is a beautiful addition to the palette. And I am having to create what's going on, you know, past where I can see in the picture. Well, that's just going to be a bloom. So everything is very wet. I don't know how much more painting time I'm going to have here. I'm putting Aurelian over top of the darker colors, and you know what? As a watercolorist, I just love that. Like, I just love that right there. Dragging the paint a little, trying to connect. I'll connect more. I don't want to lose all those wonderful lines. But the Aurelian is working. And I need to leave this alone. Okay, now, just before, I'm gonna add a little of the Aurelian to the Prussian blue, and it is going green. Maybe a little bit of Prussian blue. And there are some places that I can connect. And before I add too much of this color, I think what I want to do is let it all dry and call it, you know, finished at this point. This is all so wet. You can see it takes a few sessions to get it all in here. And we're gonna let that dry. So there we go. There's a lot going on down there, but I'm not unhappy with it. It does need to dry, so we'll pick up next time.